Hello, hello! Welcome back to my stream. It is I, your humble host Sketchy. If you are wondering why I'm going live so late today, well, things happened. Well, not to me specifically, but to Stream Elements. It basically shut itself for several hours, from what I can gather, and luckily, or rather unluckily for me, it was happening right as I was about to go live. So this is where the delay came from. I had to play ball with the Stream Element support together with several other creators who encountered the same exact problem. And honestly, it was not only me who was delayed by this, apparently, from what I can see. So, fun times. But we are live, so that's nice. Question mark. I guess this means that possibly we'll be having a somewhat shorter stream in total today. I'll see how it goes, but most likely I'll have to reduce slightly the length of Cyberpunk stream today. I'll hope that I'll manage at least something close to 2 hours, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll forgo the usual break. I'm technically fed and ready to go. I'll see how I feel after this stream for reverse. But enough with the doom and gloom. We'll be streaming chapter 9 today. We are going back to the main story, finally, after the huge intermission of side stories and going back to the side content for previous chapters. We can finally dive into chapter 9. I don't know what to expect from it, but I fixed my problem, or rather mistake that I made previously, and unlocked the whole chapter in the form of an event, because it exists as an event like the ones that we came back to. The Folie et Derasson, if that's how you pronounce it. French. I don't speak French. I wish I could speak French. Never got to learn it. Anyway, this is the event with the chapter. So let's watch the trailer.
Our haven! The Panopticon! Nowhere else but here!
Interesting.
Doris, that blind writer? 3 days ago, she asked me for directions to Comala prison.
This is an experimental facility. Soon you'll see just what that means.
Jailer, who is the ruler of this prison?
According to the agreement, the Idealist and I represent the two factions of La Sociedad. In light of his possible assassination, the Congress will now be chaired by me.
Interesting. Guess you're gonna stream until midnight today? That may as well be. If I can manage it, I'll try. Ooh, it's Aleph. We are finally getting to meet him, the weirdo.
What are you doing here? What even is this prison?
You are a prisoner of Comala, and a guest of Manus Vindictae.
It does give the Resident Evil vibes, correct?
Two parts of a whole. We're trapped in a story with a predetermined ending.
Well, if nothing else, this is horror-coated as hell. Is he floating a 20-sided dice in his hand? There's a D4 down there. Huh, interesting. D12? Question mark? Is he teamed after dice in some capacity? It seems like it. So, if you missed the intro, we are doing chapter 9 of the main story now, today. So let's see what this is all about. We'll be starting with the main story, and then we'll be doing the side content for the characters involved. Both characters are new to me. Did I already explain why the late start? That I did, yes. Basically, for anyone who missed it, the stream elements shut itself, and myself, including many other creators, had to delay their streams for several hours because of it. So it's fun times. I'll have to figure out emergency measure for cases like this. Maybe I'll create a separate setup for something that doesn't use stream elements. Maybe... I don't remember what the platform was called, but there was another platform that was similar to stream elements that could be an alternative for situations like this one. Yeah, plan B, correct. I'll have to work on it. That would require a completely separate setup of OBS together with a separate platform to work correctly from what I know. It's doable, but it will require some fiddling around. Okay, so anyway, less about technicalities and more about the story. Let's jump into it. Prologue. I mean, you'd need to take a break? Nah, I could make it happen in the meantime during some weekend, probably. Yeah, going to be nudging me about the sketches forever until I do it, won't you? I will get to it. I've got priorities. Gotta fix things that are of immediate importance first. Then I can get to artsy things. I'll get some posters first, probably, to fill the wall behind me with something. Then I'll replace them slowly with some works of mine. So the Platonic year whirls out the new right and wrong, whirls in the old instead. All men are dancers, and the thread goes to the barbarous changor of a gong? That's a weird sentence. W.B. Yeats, the 1919. This is like what? A poem? Hard to say, really. Wanna know how you can finish a sketch fast? Ask a ChatGPT. Just start a completely different project. That doesn't work with me. I've got to completely lock on and focus on a single thing to finish it ever. I'm too easily distracted otherwise. Am I like a cat in this regard? Easily distracted. Okay. It's the final days of March, and the daylight hours in Ushuaia are shrinking away. So what? It's my birthday? 13th of March? Probably. Or close to it. Past the busy season, the city is faded and quiet. At this moment, in a cafe at the end of the world, conversation and laughter are sealed within an airtight glass dome. A few years ago, I worked as a forest ranger at a campsite in Cuernavaca. There, I met a Mexican surrealist poet.
agradecido de que estuviera ahí. Unos
He was
animales
especially
habían entrado al
grateful
campamento
that I was there.
y los ahuyenté por
Some
ahí.
animals had wandered into the campground and I drove them off for him. Wasn't a big deal, it wasn't a big deal, really.
Como muestra de agradecimiento, me
As a
explicó
token of
una
gratitude,
historia,
he
una
elucidated
que
this
ocurrió en un
strange
pueblo del
story to
desierto
me.
de Sonora, llamado
One that happened in
Amalfitán,
Sonoran Desert, a town called Amalfitano back in 1975. Are we in South America again? What are those names? I cannot place them in any part of the world. Amalfi is a place in Europe? Is it? Oh. Google time. Oh, okay. Spain. Fair enough. Okay, so we are operating somewhere around Spain. Italy? Okay, that's my bad. So I've mistaken the locations. Never mind. So Italy then.
La gente ahí seguía una creencia muy poco
The people
ortodoxa
there
que
adhered
giraba
to
en
a
torno
most
al trago de
unorthodox belief,
Babilonia.
which centered on the die of Babylon.
Un día, una
One day,
investigadora
a
con una
researcher with
maleta
a
llegó al
suitcase
pueblo.
arrived in town.
Vino a estudiar
She
sus
came to study
costumbres
the
locales,
local customs,
una razón nada
an
sorprendente
unsurprising reason for
para
a
que una
learned intellectual to appear in a remote
apareciera en
desert
un
settlement.
remoto asentamiento del desierto.
Are they talking about Vertin? I would assume so. She's usually recognized for her suitcase.
But little did she know, this dusty old town and its peculiar custom would lead her down an entirely unexpected path.
That's how Resident Evil usually starts? Correct. Usually you arrive at a ass end of nowhere town, somewhere in a niche European country, and that's when everything goes to crap. That's the plot of the game.
Hold on. Sorry to interrupt, Recoleta. Does this researcher have a name?
Is it Bertin?
She could be Nora, Joanna, or Teresa. Any name, really. I feel like you want people focusing on this story, not keeping track of who's who.
Confusion and shock intertwine on the storyteller's face.
Thank you for your advice.
An amateur writer, it seems.
But she isn't a Nora, or a Joanna, or a Teresa. She's just herself.
What the hell does that mean, lady?
A paracausality researcher.
I beg your finest pardon? Para what? Para-casuality researcher? Huh.
You see that look? She's halfway to eating you alive. Face it, Maria. She wouldn't be the loca we know if she listened to anyone.
Ah, alright. So you didn't like the opening. Fine. I'll come up with something new. Maybe I'll start with a bit of exposition on the Die of Babylon, beginning with its origins, as a secret relic created by an Aztec priest, imprisoned by the conquistadores.
Okay, that's a weird jump. The mysterious die's origins never get a continuation, as her story is interrupted a second time.
I don't know if that's going to do much, hermana. I'm beginning to think we'll never figure out what you're trying to say with this novel.
Everyone is a critic.
And, well... and this isn't your fault.
Ay, Dios. Just tell her, Maria. We're going back to Buenos Aires.
¿De vuelta a Buenos Aires? ¿De repente? ¿Así? ¿Sin más?
Back to Buenos Aires all of a sudden, just like that?
Pancho, Maria, what's going on? Did I do something wrong during our travels?
The startled storyteller eyes her companions of the last 2 months, searching for reasons.
Ah, see. I know what it is. I've bored you with my constant rambling over this novel.
No, Recoleta. It's got nothing to do with your novel.
Don't you get it? We're flat broke.
Harsh.
Why do you think we're stuck here scrubbing tables?
The man slams his damp washcloth on the table to empathize his point. His voice breaks the illusion of silence in the cafe.
Because we can't pay for all the mate we've been drinking.
Speaking of drinking, let me grab myself a bottle of something, and I'll turn on the fan, because it's getting hotter and hotter in here. Sorry about that. 1 second. There we go. Maybe now I won't melt. No promises though.
That wasn't a question, Regoleta. We've crossed the continent, crashed the readings of all those prestigious poets, and lived the way a real artist should. And, I admit it, it's been just as amazing as you promised. But we can't go on living like this.
You know that we both care about you, and we believe in your novel too. I'd be lying if I said this journey meant nothing to me. Getting to ride around the continent on a motorcycle like Che Guevara himself? I never could have imagined I'd get the chance to go on an adventure like this. We got to live the dream.
Don't know where that comes from. Your Thanos did nothing wrong. But he did a lot of things wrong. Especially his basics of logistics and economics. He didn't understand any of it.
A real dream. Except for those days when the motorcycle broke down. Though that was a real tribute to Che's journey too.
Don't tease, Pancho. Recoleta, since you invited us to join the Visceral Realists, we've both found amazing new ways to channel our inner poetry. Even though I still don't understand what in the world you're trying to say with your novel, or for that matter, what visceral realism actually is.
Well, visceral realism makes me think of brutalism, effectively.
Maria, Pancho.
You told us not to worry about the definitions, to feel and to live in our words. We did just as you said, and it felt great. But...
She looks out at Ushuaia, feeling a chill. Snow falls from the dimming sky, the season is shifting. Soon grey and white will blanket the colorful houses of this desolate land.
Ahora el frío del invierno se instala, y lo único que parece importante es ese pequeño pueblo ficticio.
Now the winter chill is settling in, and the only thing you seem to care about is this little fictional town. The storyteller sinks back against their accusations, searching for words.
I appreciate your honesty, amigos. I was worried the problem was much worse than all that. Winter here isn't as dreadful as you think, and I know just the place to keep us warm. It was 1520. Arcanist Ferdinand Magellan sailed across unfamiliar waters under orders from the Spanish crown.
Magellan was
Over the
Arcanist?
vast gray sea,
Okay.
he saw spots of light in the distance. An island. He named it Tierra del Fuego. For the next 400 years, Ushuaia faithfully served its role at the end of the world. It became the continent's penal colony, and its largest building even served as a prison. Many Arcanists were exiled there. By the turn of the century, the Arcanist hunt had reached its peak, and the Comala Sanatorium was built. Well, as you may already know, at that time, most Arcanists were believed to be victims of madness.
That's harsh.
The sanatorium was their ship of fools. However, as people began to realize that Arcanist blood wasn't a guarantee of madness, fewer and fewer were imprisoned there. By 1947, it was officially closed.
Well, that took a while.
Until the 1970s, when a group of people from the National Foucault Studies Association returned to the island with new ideas for the location. They spoke in abstract terms and opaque theories that no one could understand. They rebuilt this place and gave it a new name. After a long period of construction, the Comala Sanatorium became a prison once more, one designed to hold Arcanist criminals.
Ah, that makes
They were
more
taken
sense.
from the streets and the psychiatric clinics, from secret societies and rebel groups. Any Arcanist deemed mentally or socially unfit would be locked away there. This association claimed the inmates would receive the best treatment, and they would fully recover before being returned to society.
Right, sure they
prison.
would.
A medical lab, a sanatorium, call it whatever you want. That is what Comala is today.
Interesting. Sounds like a powder keg.
And we could spend the whole winter there. It'd probably be the easiest winter we've ever had. All that it requires is a little bit of acting.
I beg your finest pardon, are you proposing that you crash there as inmates or what?
It won't be hard to pass ourselves off as a bunch of unstable crackpots. A touch of madness comes parceled with the gifts of being an Arcanist.
Why would you want that?
That's your brilliant idea? To get us locked up in an asylum?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
You understand we'd be prisoners there, don't you? It's not like we get to put our feet up and relax by a fire.
I mean, it's a real thing where some people that cannot afford their rent and necessities to live get them their own asses arrested and basically spend their time in prison just to have a place to stay through the winter. Especially in countries where the social programs are very well established, like Germany and such. Not only Japan. Yeah, in Argentina I wouldn't deem that viable, that's true. Her increasingly agitated companion turns his head aside, catching the faint outline of patrolling gendarmerie through the frosted window. But going back to that tangent, it was even a thing for a while here in Poland, where people really down on their luck would rather be imprisoned and taken care of. Even when our prison system is nowhere near perfect or as accommodating as some of the Europe's options, but people would go for it with nothing else as an alternative. Our prisons are not as nice, let me tell you. They are serviceable at best, but some people are just desperate. Okay, anyway.
You want to go to jail? Well,
See that man over there? Go greet him with a punch to the jaw, then you'll be set for the whole winter.
True, true.
It sounds like a good idea.
No, no, it doesn't sound like a good idea. God damn it, girl. What is wrong with you? Might be that the social budget in Poland is not that big, and that's kind of dangerous. It's not. Social programs are barely off the ground in Poland. The best example is that if you are out of job, there is basically like a span of couple of months where you have any social programs protecting you, and after that, nothing. You are cooked.
Recoleta, please. We're not messing with the gendarmeria.
Which is also another example why would someone choose prison over living on the streets. So there's that.
We're going to my Aunt Julia's. She said she could take us in at her vineyard up north near the capital. Well, it's harvest season. They could use all the help they can get.
Can you even hear what she's speaking in the background through this filter? Or should I read this? Yeah, I will reread this just to be sure. We are going to my Aunt Julia's. She said she can take us in at her vineyard up north near the capital. But it's harvest season. They could use all the help they can get.
We'll return to Ushuaia next year. Or when the winter has passed. It'll still be great.
We'll return to Ushuaia next year. Or when the winter has passed. It'll still be great. Recoleta's expression is as cold as the mate tea on the table.
I hear you, amigos. But respectfully, I must turn down your offer.
Yes, I want to go to prison. That's how you can tell that she's an arcanist. She has a weird sense of normalcy and logic to work with.
This has been more than just a road trip for me. I know sticking around here for the winter won't be easy. But this could be my last chance. What if things change again? I can't just wait for spring.
Recoleta.
So arcanists are just autistic people? To an extent. It's like having autism, ADHD, and some other mental disorders all in one package. Together with magic powers. Effectively. It's like a gacha grab bag of mental disorders. You never know what you get. Yeah, basically shonen protagonists. Effectively. But worse, somehow.
What did I tell you, Maria? She never listens. Wasting your breath. Adios, Regoleta. I don't think we'll meet again.
Pancho's apologetic words freezing his mouth.
Mierda! Those gendarmes are looking straight at us!
What about them?
What?
The cafe door swings open. A gust of cold air, dampness sweeps through the room. Recoleta's hair stands on end with the chill as she turns to face the door.
Stop right there! You three match the descriptions of some intruders at the poetry meeting in Casa Pionera.
Stop right there, criminal scum! You have violated the law! Are we playing Skyrim right now or what? Recoleta plans a response only to hear the scrambling sound of her companions bolting away out the back door. She got left behind. Some friends they were.
Just when I thought things couldn't get any worse.
Things can always get worse, sweetie. Well, she wanted to go to prison. Her wish came true, it seems. Let's use the other team just to make things more interesting.
It's an honor
The
to meet
quote-unquote weaker team. Now she can be happy in the prison, right? Exactly what she wanted. As they say, ask and you shall receive.
What I'm good at.
Activating autopolymer magnetic field.
Okay, this should suffice to blow them up.
My wings!
Okay, the twins, explode them.
Time for the curtain call.
I love that they start their round with their ultimate ready. And blast. And they're gone. Just like that.
This combat will be recorded for statistical analysis and optimization.
Okie doke. Some free resources. There's an often underestimated phrase, very fitting for this occasion. Such as? Be careful with what we wish it could become true. Yes, that's a classic. The gendarmes are left behind in the cold, but the flustered young writer still dares not stop running. Until she stumbles on a patch of wet and mushy snow.
Oh, gracias a Dios. Creo que los perdimos.
Oh, thank God, I think I lost them.
Are you alright?
Is she alright? Oh, Vertin! I just noticed that she dropped by. Okay. There we go. Wild Vertin appears.
Ah, gracias.
And I want churros, but in Argentinian. Now I want churros. You're making me hungry now.
Better to kiss the ground than kiss the gendarme's boots, if I must choose. Wait a second. Doris, is that you?
I beg your pardon?
Funny how life moves in circles and puts an old friend in my path. How have you been? Are you paying another visit to Comala?
Is she mistaking Vertin for someone else?
Doris.
A name falls from the sky, offered by a girl who has just face planted and cannot see the figure before her. Okay, fair. If she has a face full of dirt and snow, she probably doesn't see very well.
Timekeeper, could she mean our Dr. Doris?
Ah, Soneto is here as well. Goody.
Was I mistaken?
Apparently so. She wipes the snow from her face, still dizzy, she makes out the stranger before her. As her vision clears, it becomes apparent that the fate is not a perfect loop. At least the person holding the suitcase in front of her is not the same woman she met before.
How strange. I've never seen two people so alike.
Do we remember anyone by the name of Doris? I forgot. If we met someone like that, I don't remember. Maybe it's a new character that looks like Vertin.
But please, forgive me. It's been a long day.
No need to apologize. In fact, the person you just mentioned sounds like someone we're looking for. Could you tell me where you last saw her?
Sure, Excuse me.
Bless you.
You're not from around here, are you? Your accents and those clothes give you away. Come with me. I know a warmer place to talk.
Honestly, your accent isn't much different from Vertin's, I would say. But let's pretend that there's a difference. Okay, that's one part done. It was a long one, honestly. For a prologue. Okay, let's go through those tidbits.
The moment armies start to march, the world stands still.
Ooh, a new narrator, I think. Previously, we had first a guy with a very gruff voice, then a lady with a motherly or grandmotherly voice. Now we've got a... How would I describe this one? A smoker's voice, maybe.
You fight or fall back. Charge forward or run. Those are the only rules on the battlefield. I don't see a start time on this report, nor does it state the reason for or the demands of this war.
That's because the war hasn't started yet.
That's what you think. The scars left on the land may be the most obvious form of destruction, but the true devastation of war is one that develops gradually in the souls of people.
I still don't see how this relates to what's happening now.
You don't? The young riders have all been exiled, sent down a path with no signs to follow and no destination. In dark days of bloody conflict, soldiers often find comfort in scriptures and verses, or in letters from their loved ones. They hold those words close, a fragile piece of home, a brief solace from the roaring of the battlefield. But as they fall one by one, they learn the bitter truth. No destiny awaits them but death. That bitter homesickness still weighing heavy in their hearts.
I hope they can at least find some peace in their dreams.
In dreams? Maybe. Walking the streets of your hometown. Spending a lazy afternoon at the writing desk. Dreams can take you anywhere. But live there too long, and the lines between fiction and reality will blur. And soon, you'll never wake up again. Soldiers crawl through trenches, roll in the mud, and charge to their deaths again and again, while words are forever trapped within the confines of poetry, made to live, die, and live again under the golden prophecy.
Honestly, I forgot how much of a vague poster the narrator was in those tidbits.
I can't stand the way poets talk.
Look who's talking. You are talking in allegories and vague posts. Okay. Let's go through those bits as well. Buenos Aires Division Intake Report. Authorities, it's always so flexible. Check. Buenos Aires Division Intake Report. The Buenos Aires Division has received members of the Storm Research Team, Ulrich and Regulus. Oh god, Regulus is here. Both are to be temporarily stationed at the division while undergoing basic health examinations. The timekeeper and her assistant received the message upon landing at Tierra del Fuego and have departed on a mission. The message source and details of the operation have been reported to by Sonetto. Our site currently has no access. Other survivors take in Barcarola, a pure-blood arcanist and musician aboard the Free Breeze, Patutu, a pure-blood arcanist, a member of the Nucateo people, for the investigation of her people is required. For the full risk level assessment report, see attachments 1 to 35. Okay. So, Barcarola and Patutu got officially recruited by a branch of the Foundation, it seems. The branch in Buenos Aires, it seems. So this is happening right after the last Evenings on Earth event that we did some time ago. Duly noted. The Ushuaia port explosion? Reports, endless reports. Why are there only ever reports? That is paperwork for you. Read report. The Ushuaia port explosion. The tremors from the explosion at Ushuaia port shook the surroundings for nearly 10 seconds, after which strong winds carried the flames across the dock area. Thick smoke spread for several kilometers. The explosion injured 12 people. Over 200 residents were evacuated, and it took the Navy and Fire Department nearly 6 hours to contain the fire. Unfortunately, key logistic facilities were reduced to ruins. Investigations confirmed that the explosions originated from 3 sources: an oil storage tank and 2 cargo warehouses along the third dock. However, the disproportionate scale of the explosions raises suspicions of arcane skill involvement. It is still unclear whether this incident is related to Xeno mutiny, and simultaneous investigations are ongoing into the other arcanist organizations that may be responsible. What the hell is this? You call this a report? This is all you're handing in? Panic is already spreading. Do I need to remind you that Ushuaia is our nearest deep water port? Flames higher than the lighthouse. Seawater dyed blood red. This catastrophe is bringing up painful memories of the war from over a decade ago. Our wounds are being torn open in the worst way possible. And after all this time I gave you to investigate, you are just giving me a list of possibilities? A few days ago, people suspected those lunatics locked up in prison, but what the hell can they even do besides bash their heads against barbed wire and pout their pathetic rhetoric? Maybe they scribbled out a doppelganger on a pile of backwards poetry, conjured up a few imaginary hot air balloons to float them to the port, and then molded a ton of bombs from mud and ice? A chance. The only thing you got right was not including them in your last listings of suspects. Otherwise, I'd have you thrown in that prison alongside them. Harsh. If you are so smart, then do the investigation yourself. Give me a second. Gonna clean my glasses a little bit. Got dirty somehow. I don't know when and how. That's somewhat better. I can read now. Okay, so part 2. More Than Circles. Weird title.
According to these news reports from Ushuaia, there was an arcane attack on the pier about a week ago. All the ships in the port were destroyed.
Right, we've just read about that.
Could Manus Vindictae be responsible for this? Or perhaps the Xeno rebels?
At this point, what's the difference if Xeno rebels joined the Manus Vindictae?
Hard to say. But things have been suspiciously quiet these past few days. I had been hoping we'd find some clues here in Ushuaia, after we lost track of the Manus, in the Free Breeze shipwreck. They would have gone to ground somewhere remote and off the radar. Indeed, it's possible they've already left Ushuaia. For whatever reason, it seems they haven't been pushing for the storm to happen quite as eagerly as before.
Or they are, you just didn't notice it. That would be worse if they are not visible with their efforts.
I have a strange feeling about it all. They're definitely up to something. For now, it seems our new friend's story lines up with the intel from Moth. It seems the Xeno rebels really did bring Dr. Dorez here. We should see if there's anything more she can tell us.
Alright, now I remember. It was that doctor that we were looking for in chapter 8. The one that got captured by the Xeno rebels and later given to the Manus Vindictae, effectively. Now I remember. The one that seemingly had previous incarnations, so to speak, in different timelines?
Timekeeper.
The chief assistant hesitates.
The Foundation doesn't have any intelligence on Tierra del Fuego. If the Manus really are here, then we'll be on our own. The closest Foundation branch is in Buenos Aires, 3,200 kilometers away.
She reflects without words, a reminder that the chaos caused by Igor's rebellion is still fresh. Well, it just happened, didn't it?
Careful and well considered as ever, Soneto. It's possible they've already infiltrated Ushuaia, just as they did in Chisos. But the Xeno rebels may still be holding Dores. We can't just wait around. I'm afraid we'll have to take the risk. Ushuaia is not very big. If Manus Vindictae is here, we'll notice. Stay sharp.
Understood, Timekeeper. I'll keep an eye out for them and for Dr. Dores.
After a chaotic hunt and escape, the cafe regains its usual peace. The gendarmes are gone, and so too are Recoletta's companions.
My friends. They're really gone.
Well, they did scamper the moment they've noticed trouble.
Adios, Recoleta. I don't think we'll meet again. So that's all I get?
Many such cases, to be honest.
We could have exchanged some farewell poems, read them out loud like we used to, and shed a few bitter tears over our heartfelt goodbyes.
Well, that's kind of hard to arrange when you are being pursued by the police.
But you know what they say. Goodbyes are only a senseless feast of unhappiness.
Honestly, I don't know anyone who says that, but sure.
Pardon?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's nothing. Never mind. Please, sit down. And could we get a pot of mate with mint, please?
Thank you.
Recoleta watches with interest as the two girls take the offered cups of tea.
So you're looking for Doris? I can tell she's important to you from your look.
Correct. Is there anything more you could tell us about the day you met her?
Of course. It was one of those gray, overcast afternoons. I had just turned onto Calle Bolivar when I ran into this blind woman on my way to the post office. To be exact, I didn't run into her. She called to me. It felt like a sacred moment in time, like something unworldly. I just stood there, frozen, as she walked up and fixed a loose thread on my sweater.
Okay, that's weird.
I stared at her until my fingers went numb, and the letter almost slipped out of my hand.
Miss, could you tell me what's in that direction?
Okay, so that's the lady. Cool. And now that I look at her, she does kind of look like Bertin if you remove the hat and add the blindfold to an extent at the least.
I followed her hand as she pointed forward. Strangely, even though I could see she was blind, I had a feeling that she knew exactly where she was pointing and where she intended to go. That's the way to Comala prison, señora. Is that where you're headed? I could walk you there if you'd like.
Thank you, miss. But I think I've found my way.
She held a typewriter. How ironic that God would give her, at once, both books and night. I am Recoleta. What may I call you, miss? I hope you don't mind me asking, señora. I didn't mean to pry. It's only that I have to know. You're a writer too, aren't you? I've been working on a novel and, for some reason, I have this feeling you could be a character in it.
That's a weird pickup line, but sure.
Forgive me. I'm just so excited. I really want to remember this moment. Please, may I have your name? Or whatever you'd like me to call you? I don't think I'll ever forget her smile. It was soft, kind, almost merciful. And oddly, it felt so ancient.
I cannot tell if this is a compliment or not.
No offense taken, Miss Recoleta. But first, I have a question for you. What does literature mean to you?
Sorry? What a question it was. I wasn't expecting anything like it.
You're a writer, are you not? And one I sense with purpose. Tell me, where does such powerful motivation come from?
Actually, well, I'm not sure, Senora. I have my pursuits and questions, but literature is neither the goal nor the answer to them. Literature is, well, it's just literature. I suppose if I had to define it, I'd say it's a tool. A kindling for fire, or a lens to see through. A means to explore and raise questions from different angles and express our perspectives.
And what an interesting perspective you've expressed. I see. But how does literature make you feel?
As though I'm a kid looking through a kaleidoscope for the first time.
Okay, that's a weird allegory.
Well, maybe that's not the best way to put it. Perhaps something a little more subtle. Just when I was looking for the right word, she turned away with a little wave, heading toward the prison, her feet crunching over the fine snow. So she must have gone to the prison.
Okay, so that's where we are going then?
When did all of this happen?
About 3 days ago. I remember the sun came out for a while that day, and the streets were glistening with melting snow.
So she's not being held by Manus Vindicte anymore then?
You've heard of Comala Prison, haven't you?
Did we? Word by word, the question turns from an implication into a declaration.
3 days ago. Then we may be able to catch up with her there, Timekeeper.
You're right. We need to get there as soon as we can.
Whoa, amazing. So decisive, assertive. A true show of character. You must be the very archetype of a charismatic leader.
She is the main character, yes? Correct.
What's left to say? Whenever the protagonist has what they want fall into their laps, we're all quick to complain about lazy writers using Deus Ex Machina to keep the story together. So, let's not dwell on it.
She reconciles this observation with a silent note to an unseen author.
But anything can happen in a place like Ushuaia. It's a city where the day may only last 4 hours, and the streets are full of exiled arcanists.
Looks like one of her arcanist powers is breaking the fourth wall, to an extent.
We appreciate your help, Miss
Recoleta. Please, think nothing of it.
Miss Recoleta. I'm Vertin, and this is Sonetto. We're investigators from the St. Pavlo Foundation.
Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. Glad that I could help. But listen, ladies.
The girl winks playfully.
Everything happens for a reason, and now it's becoming clear. You're going to Comala Prison, and so am I.
Well, they are going there to investigate. You are going for a vacation, apparently.
Maybe it's fate that brought us together.
What's your business there? If you don't mind our asking.
Oh, it's a writer's mission. But anyway, we're friends now.
Friend acquired.
If you're going to Comala, you'll need someone who knows the way.
Looks like we've been adopted this time around. Okay, before we continue, I'll take a short bathroom break, so be right back. And I'm back. Okay. We can continue. Jesus Christ, my cat teleported herself into the room and she's crying for attention again. So that's a thing. Part 3. The place that time forgot. The grey riverbed winds through the frostbitten earth, disappearing into the distant horizon. A neat yet dilapidated circular complex stands alone beneath the snow-capped mountains, as if abandoned by God, humanity and ghosts alike. Outside the fence, 3 uninvited guests discuss their plan to get inside.
Behold! Komala Prison. It's the biggest building around. When the sun comes out, it looks like a rusty button stitched into the earth. Everyone tries not to pay attention to it, but it's undoubtedly one of the most important places in town. This way. Careful. We're heading uphill. Oops!
The young writer begins to slip again. She is prevented only by Soneto's quick reflexes. Soneto coming there with a save again.
Thanks. So, my new friends, you're from that St. Palominos?
St. Pavlov, but yes.
St. Pavlov Foundation. And Vertin is the timekeeper there.
Ah, very impressive. Sounds all official and polished. Then, I take it you've already got away into the prison?
The gate presents an unwelcoming face to the world.
I'll draft a letter to headquarters right away. Once they approve it, they'll notify the local branch in Buenos Aires. From there, they'll need to inform the Argentine government, who will then issue us a permit.
Excellent. Looks like our bureaucrats still have some worth. No offense intended, of course.
Well, bureaucracy is what makes worlds turn around, albeit slowly.
Since we're pressed for time, I believe we can ask that headquarters give high priority to our request. If all goes well, We should have the permit in about a month.
Jesus Christ, and you plan to what? Camp outside until then?
Ah, how expedient of them. But you know what? Maybe we shouldn't bother all those hard-working government officials with these trifling matters after all.
We should just sneak inside. She instantly returns to her previous judgment.
I have a simpler solution that suits the urgency of our cause.
Which is crime.
That sounds great. Oh, where are you going, Miss Recoleta?
I'm off to commit a crime. Before anyone can stop her, the young writer hurls herself up the wall, scaling the side with the sort of skill that immediately suggests she's done this before. We've got a cat burglar on our hands.
To the other side of the wall, of course. From Guadalajara to Ushuaia. There has yet to be a wall that could stop me.
Duly noted.
Come on, ladies of the Foundation. Soneto, take my hand.
Sonata looks utterly flustered.
Miss Recoleta, please. A reckless act like that could have serious consequences. Please come back down. In fact, while the details of our mission are classified, I should warn you it may be dangerous, and we cannot guarantee your safety once we're inside. Perhaps it's in your best interest to return to town.
What? That is definitely not in my best interest. What sort of pusillanimous coward would I be if I just abandoned my fated companions here? Of course I'm going in with you. Or rather, you're coming with me.
Please get down, Miss Recoleta. Someone's coming our way.
From the other side of the prison fence, a predator's gaze locks onto the figure perched on the wall.
Stop right there. What do you think you're doing?
Well, she's letting herself in.
Caramba, it's her again. The jailer of Comala.
What do you mean again? Did you do this before?
Did she say jailer or jaguar?
That's a difficult mistake to make. Jesus Christ, my cat is being relentless. I'll have to evacuate her from the room soon, I think. Maybe she will settle. Kitty, please. Sit and be good. Silly creature. There she is. Hey, let's get into it.
It's an honor to meet you.
But wait, that's a literal jaguar. Are you for real? Why and how? I don't get this one. Is this supposed to be some sort of metaphor?
Magnetic field deployed. Magnetic field deployed.
Okay, this will do.
Magnetic field deployed.
Let's blow it to bits.
Time for the curtain call.
And my cat sprawled herself across the whole desktop of mine.
This combat will be recorded for statistical analysis and optimization.
Thank you then.
Miss Recoleta, haven't I made myself clear? I don't want to see you here again.
That's a talking jaguar. And armed as a guard, apparently. That's new.
Jailer, we meet again. What a delightful encounter on such a...
A sudden gust of cold wind interrupts her.
lovely day.
Yes, this is neither lovely nor is it a day, I think.
Would you please just leave this place alone?
I don't think she's going to listen.
Why a promising young woman like you keeps snooping around a prison.
Well, some people just choose to have problems and be problems.
I can't make this any clearer. Trying to break into Komala will do nothing to get you inside, but it will get you into a world of trouble with the Gendarmeria.
How the hell did she pronounce that one?
I'll never understand why a promising young woman like you keeps snooping around a prison. So, will you stop these senseless breaking attempts? I can't make this any clearer. Trying to break into Komala will do nothing to get you inside, but it will get you into a world of trouble with the Gendarmeria.
Gendarmeria? Huh. Okay.
Komala Prison is only accessible to academic researchers and journalists, and even they must have official credentials in order to enter.
Well, wouldn't St. Pavlov Foundation agents count as such?
Isn't there any other way to pay a visit? I truly do need to get in there.
Why though? Are you going to give her any good reason for that? She racks her brain for a plausible excuse.
Sorry to interrupt, but did you just say official credentials?
Is Betty going to pull them straight out of her suitcase from thin air?
Yes, you heard me right. And you are?
I'm the timekeeper of the St. Pavlov Foundation. My assistant and I are here to visit Komala Prison on official orders from the Foundation. Here, this is my ID.
At the thought of lying, Soneto's lips fail to open for even a squeak. She goes flush red with embarrassment. Come on, Soneto, you're not lying, you're just not disclosing all the truth. Through the prison's fence, the jailer examines the pair as she takes the ID in her sizable paws. Right. A very impressive ID. St. Pavlov Foundation for passing and issuing orders only. Position title, timekeeper, name Vertin, signature. There's no second name? Interesting. Must be destroyed with animals allied once lost. Huh. It is at least a very presentable looking card, boldly stamped with the seal of the St. Pavlov Foundation.
This is indeed legitimate.
Okay. She murmurs.
Welcome to Komala Prison.
Interesting, so that was enough to get us in?
Apologies for my earlier behavior. It's been a while since we've had any official visitors.
Okay, we are in. This kind of reminds me of that break and entry from the previous Cyberpunk stream, where we just let ourselves in with bullshit. By bullshitting the guard at the front entrance. That basically bypassed all the sneaky, the typical sneaking around. Sometimes a good excuse is worth all these sneaking skills. And now for the part 4, Komala's colors.
Día tras día, la investigadora de paracausalidad se escondía en la naturaleza fuera del pueblo de Amalfitano, estudiando los datos que había recolectado.
Day after day, the paracasualty researcher hid away in the wilderness outside the town of Amalfitano, studying the data she had collected.
Una tarde, al anochecer, una voz llamó desde fuera de su cueva. Ella dejó el equipo y las cintas y salió afuera. Un hombre estaba de pie, curioso, frente a su puerta. ¿Qué haces aquí?, preguntó, levantando ambas cejas. Nada sucede en Amalfitano en estos días. El local se presentó como el empleado del banco. Probablemente tenía la cara más amable del lugar. Ojos brillantes, mejillas levantadas, una mandíbula suave. Era una cara llena de esperanza.
Okay, will
La
let us
investigadora
read
le
all
mostró
that?
los espectros que había estado recopilando. He estado recolectando historias sobre el dado, explicó. Quizás ellos contienen la clave para explicar la aleatoriedad que muestra el destino. Ah, eso realmente me intriga, respondió rápidamente el empleado del banco. Me encantaría escuchar todo sobre eso, pero debo irme. No debo llegar tarde al funeral del pescador de dunas. Y con eso se fue. 3 días después, los mismos pasos regresaron a su cueva. ¿Volviste? ¿Cómo has estado? ¿Lograste llegar al funeral? Preguntó. No tengo idea de lo que estás hablando, respondió de manera cortante. No soy el hombre que crees que soy. Su rostro estaba agotado y demacrado, sus ojos hundidos profundamente en huecos vacíos. Era como si toda chispa de vida le hubiera sido arrancada, dejándolo solo con una cáscara vacía.
Okay, now there's a pause and I can read through all of that. Okay. One evening at dusk, a voice called out from the outside her cave. She put down the equipment and her tapes and stepped outside. A man stood curiously at her door. What are you doing here? He asked, raising both eyebrows. Nothing here ever happens in Amalfitano these days. The local introduced himself as the bank clerk. He had probably the most amiable face around. Bright eyes, lifted cheeks, a soft jawline. It was a face beaming with hope. The researcher showed him the spectrum she'd been compiling. I've been collecting stories about the die, she explained. Perhaps they hold the key to explaining the randomness of that fate displays. Ah, that does intrigue me so, the bank clerk replied briskly. I'd love to hear all about it, but I have to go. I mustn't be late to the Dune Piscator's funeral, and with that he left. 3 days later, the same footsteps returned to her cave. You're back. How have you been? Did you make it to the funeral? She asked. Your Spanish is terrible, it sounds like English. You don't say! If I could speak Spanish, I would do it. Unfortunately, I'm not that multilingual. I barely know a few words in French and in English. In German, I mean. English I can speak fairly well, to an extent. Okay. I have no idea what you are talking about, he replied tersely. I'm not the man who you think I am. His face was drained and gaunt. His eyes sunk deeper into hollow sockets. It was as if every spark of life had been drawn out of him, leaving only an empty husk.
La investigadora insistió que no se había equivocado. Conozco a las personas por su naturaleza más profunda, hasta la sincronización de sus espectros. Nunca me he equivocado antes. Lo que tú digas, el hombre murmuró de manera áspera. No entiendo nada de tus ideas tan elevadas. Solo déjame ir. Ha sido un largo día de pesca y lo único que quiero ahora es desplomarme en mi cama tambaleante. Se alejó con pasos que sonaban exactamente como los del empleado del banco.
Okay. So, like, a similar person?
As you might have noticed, Miss Verton, this facility isn't just a prison. It's also a research center.
Okay, so we'll go back to those 2 bits and read through them. You're back. How have you been? Did you make it to the funeral? She asked. I have no idea what you are talking about, he replied tersely. I'm not the man you think I am. His face was drained and gaunt, his eyes sunken deep into hollow sockets. It was as if every spark of life has been drawn out of him, leaving only an empty husk. The researcher insisted she wasn't mistaken. I know people by their deeper nature, down to the synchronicity of the spectrums. I've never been wrong before. Whatever you say, the man muttered roughly. I don't understand anything of your high-minded ideas. Just let me go. It's been a long day out before. It's been a long day out there fishing, and all I want now is to collapse on my rickety bed. He trudged off with footsteps that sounded exactly like those of the bank clerks. Not exactly what the scene is supposed to portray. As you might have noticed, Miss Bertin, this facility isn't just a prison, it's also a research center.
Its full name is the Panopticon of Comala. It was established by the Foucault Association in 1975.
Okay, and what are you researching here?
We've hosted workshops, academic sessions, and even lectures about the Panopticon. You may even have seen some reports about it. Experts of psychoanalysis and scholars from various fields have come here to exchange ideas and seek collaboration in their studies.
Honestly, this place sounds like somewhere that would be associated with Mesmer's family. From what I've gathered from some tidbits about her family that I've read off stream.
In many ways, the Panopticon is unlike any other prison you've seen before.
Well, to be fair, we didn't see that many prisons.
I see. No wonder Miss Recoleta has gone to such lengths to become a part of it. Actually, my assistant and I are here to inquire about a prisoner named Doris. Does that name sound familiar?
Yes, indeed, that jailer is a leopard. I was confused as well. I have no better answer for you than what you see. We've kicked her ass in a combat encounter a second back. And I have no idea why it's a leopard. I'm as confused as you are.
Not that I recall. Could she have used a different name? What does she look like?
She'd have arrived here about 3 days ago. It's also possible that she came as a visitor, not a prisoner. She's a blind woman who always carries an old typewriter. She used to be a doctor at the Sao Paulo Veterans Residence in Brazil. And on the subject of different names, she once wrote for Atu, under the name Erd.
Right.
I don't think I've seen anyone fit in that description. And as I said, we haven't had any visitors in some time. Certainly not in the last 3 days.
But I did see her. I saw her walking towards Comala prison.
Well, maybe she didn't ever arrive here. Maybe she was intercepted?
Someone must have mixed up their memories. Simply put, I don't recall seeing anyone by that name or with that description here.
Well, there are other options. She masked herself in some way. She never arrived here because she got intercepted along the way. Or simply the jailer is lying.
I see. Thank you, miss. Perhaps we made a mistake.
Sensing that her current line of questioning is going nowhere, she shifts toward a different topic.
Miss Recoleta, you've gone to great lengths to get into the Panopticon. Would you mind telling us why?
Yeah, about that. Is she ever going to explain her reasoning?
Finally! I've been waiting for you to ask.
Oh, Jesus, she's going to go on a tangent, isn't she?
I'm here to find my pen pal in Comala.
Okay.
You have a pen pal? In here?
Yes. 6 months ago, I went to a book exhibition in Guadalajara and came across the contact details of a few writers. I sent them my novel and asked for feedback.
And what? Would the one from a prison sent you a reply?
Looking back, it was a bit forward, but nothing unheard of between writers. A lot of friendships start through letters, you see. And Aleph wrote back.
Ah, that guy. Okay. Are we going to finally meet him? Recolata produces a thick stack of letters from her coat. The recipient's address changes with each letter, reflecting the turbulent lifestyle of a wandering writer. Yet the sender's address is eternally constant. Comala.
And how much do you know about this pen pal of yours?
Probably not much, I'm wagering.
Oh, well, he calls himself Aleph, which is a grammatically masculine word, so...
So you assume Aleph is a man?
A reasonable suspicion, but in her experience, never a certainty.
Yes, he's probably a poet, a writer, perhaps even an alchemist. He's one of the brightest people I know. There's never been a question that he couldn't answer.
But did he answer them correctly, though?
I've asked him about religion, politics, history, potions, even critters in length and breadth. Can you imagine someone who knows all those things and so extensively too?
Yes, a nerd, a certified one.
And he helped me with my novel. He always seems to know the best ways to bring my characters to life. Honestly, he's so insightful. I've begun wondering if he's omniscient. With his help, my story grew richer and fuller, like a well-tended plant. Strangely, can't seem to take it any further now. It's as if the roots have been sapped of their strength. I couldn't understand why. So, I resolved that I would see him in person to find out.
Again with this story about your uncanny pen pal? I've already told you 12 times.
Let me guess, he doesn't exist. At least according to you.
It's all very moving, but it still doesn't justify your actions. Writers experience mental blocks all the time, yet you don't see them trying to break into a prison over it.
See, about that, that's actually not unheard of. I've heard of writers doing weirder things.
She does have a point.
Please, Burden, jailer, have a little mercy, will you?
Hold on. I've been meaning to ask. Why are you only calling her jailer?
Well, she didn't give her her name, did she?
Don't you know her name? Or do you just prefer addressing people by their occupation?
Do you know her name?
Oh, about that.
Unexpectedly, it's the Jaguar herself that speaks up.
It's okay, Miss Verton. I don't mind being called by my job title. I take pride in what I do. I'm perfectly fine with just being the jailer.
Exactly. A researcher is a researcher, and a jailer is a jailer.
This bit seems like something that Recoleta added to that retelling of the story, because she's bad at coming up with names. Like we've heard at the start of this retelling, effectively. And what she does is a perfectly good job, indeed.
Titles and codenames often tell us more about people than their ordinary given names, don't you think? Take Soneto, for example.
What about her?
Your name comes from sonnets, doesn't it? That great poetic form from Italy. Some people mistakenly think Shakespeare invented it. Some say it was Petrarca, though no one really knows when the first sonnet was written. Sorry, I'm straying from my point. You're Italian, aren't you, Soneto? Is that your real name or just a code name? Were your parents poets?
Honestly, we don't know any of this.
As much as I'd like to be able to answer your question, I never knew my parents.
Right, she was one of the orphans.
My earliest memories were of the School of Primary Defense of Mankind. I've lived there since I was a small child.
My apologies. That was thoughtless of me.
It's fine. You meant no ill intent, I'm sure. Timekeeper, if Miss Recoleta was right about Dr. Doris's whereabouts, perhaps the jailer is keeping things from us. Or perhaps Dr. Doris visited the Panopticon without her knowledge. Either way, we need to do some digging here.
Yep, it's time for an investigation.
I agree. Let's see if we can talk to some of the inmates and find out what they know.
As they chat, the corridors until now endless reach...
Ladies, we're about to enter the main hall of the Panopticon.
Excuse me. As they chat, the corridors until now endless reach a terminal point with voices echoing ahead. Ladies, we are about to enter the main hall of the Panopticon. What a discriminatory institution, so they don't protect one kind, only the mankind? Well, apparently so.
This is one of the places where the inmates spend their recreation time. At this hour, they are supposed to be in their cells. But what's all that noise?
The jailer seems to be tense with apparently unusual amount of noise.
Miss Burton, could you keep an eye on Recoleta if anything happens?
Recoleta tries her best to avoid the hard stare of the feline jailer by blending into the Foundation team.
Certainly.
You're getting better and at this overpowered skill called patience. I was always good at patience. That's one of my rare superpowers.
What do you take me for? I'm not going to run away. That'd be a pretty cheesy way to start a story.
Please, just stay close to me.
All right. It's another part done. Perfect excuse to hack her? What, the cat? Honestly, I would be hard-pressed to resist trying to pet her. That would be probably a social faux pas, but I will do it. The Weaving of Shadows, Volume 1. Darkness has no form, and the ever-shifting gaze seeps into every crevice. Enter darkness. Oh, looks like we've got a new arrival. It's pitch black in here. Can't be sure she's new just yet. Hey there. Welcome to la Sociedad de Poetas de las Americas. Huh. Or maybe she's one of those who broke out and came back of her own accord. Keeping quiet, huh? I get it. This must be a sacred moment for you. I return to the darkness. This looks like the back rooms.
La Sociedad de Poetas de las Americas?
Nope, it's Doris. The texture she felt on her way here do not match the words she just heard. Guided by her keen hearing, she pauses mid-step in what seems to be a reasonably open space. The room falls into silence like the longest minute in human history. Are you still there? A faint cough, a heave of a sigh in the darkness. Pardon me, but have we met before? This is my first time in this prison, as far as I can recall. What a strange thing to say, prison. When was the last time we heard someone say that? Back when the narrator was published? Wait, you aren't some ancient ghost here in pursuit of realism, are you? There's a theatrical flair in her voice. Rusty gates, pitch black cells, prison. Bars for exchanging letters, a peaceful and secluded place. Sociedad de Poetas. And no, we don't know you. The three of them, spaced just far enough apart to barely make out each other's faces in the dark. What a wonderful example. Garcia. Exactly. It all depends on how you choose to see the world, my new friend. And she has... All of them have... what's the name? Straitjackets, right. Straitjackets on them. So they are obviously patients. Roberta, we don't have much time. This might be the most important gathering of the month. No, maybe of the... even of the year. You're right, Garcia. At this moment, nothing is more important than the saloon the idealist has so carefully prepared. You should focus on sorting out those manuscripts first.
Pardon the interruption, but might I ask?
And they choose not to read that out loud just to spite me. Might I ask why your organization is called La Sociedad de Poetas de las Americas? I assume it isn't simply due to geography. Garcia, accent on the last syllable. Huh. Okay. So it's Garcia. Fair enough. I'm horrible with accents, so repeating them it's a challenge. Don't worry, Senora. We make it a point to introduce our sociedad to every new friend. But now it isn't quite the time. After the saloon ends, we'll ask the jailer about your accommodations. Wait a minute, Roberta. Your eyes are well adjusted to the dark. Use them. She's neither a newcomer nor a returnee. She's a blind woman. Well, one doesn't exclude the other. She could be blind and a newcomer or a returnee. Please forgive Garcia's rudeness, Senora. A sensory limitation can sometimes bring sharper intuition. Is that colorful word of the mind? I'm sure what you see is even more beautiful than reality. But if you weren't brought in by the physician, then why are you here? She tries to construct a fiction in her mind, something that could justify the surreal nature of her arrival. From the humid trade winds of Sao Paulo to the crashing surf on the cliffs. Now this strange land greets me for the first time with nothing but cold silence. Oh, Miss Grace is here. Okay. Miss Earth is to be placed in Ushuaia's Komala prison. She is not to be treated as an ordinary inmate. In the words of the preacher, you are our honored guest, Miss Earth.
I've come to learn the name of this land. Ushuaia.
From that young lady's retelling, it lies at the southmost tip of the vast continent of South America.
As we walked, I could feel her gaze upon me. Steady, yet never intrusive.
I could tell she meant me no harm. I've informed the administrator of Komala prison of your identity and special circumstances. He will ensure your safety. Good luck and farewell. So, at this point it seems that Erd slash Doris is working with Manus Vindicte.
I sensed I had been brought to a place most unusual. A building with a quiet peculiarity in the air.
Two attendants followed close behind me, some form of liquid dripping from their faces. Right.
I suppose I must claim a little freedom for myself in this place.
I thought the darkness was a blessing. It wasn't too difficult to shake them off.
I'm sorry for your undue trouble, my diligent friends.
I don't think they are going to mind much, considering they are probably mind-wiped Manus Vindicte followers. Her chin is so pointy that she could cut tie with a movement of her thighs. I think you meant tiles, and yes, she's very anime in that sense. Her design reminds me slightly of early 90s/80s animes with pointy chins left and right.
For a short visit, hoping to find some inspiration for my next story.
I'm a writer, and I mostly write under the name Erd. I'm here for a short visit, hoping to find some inspiration for my next story. I'm afraid I don't know of this physician you mentioned. Remember Escaflowne? Vaguely. I watched it when I was like, what, 10? Something like that. See, Garcia, this lady is a writer, a good soul. You almost made us miss out on meeting a kindred spirit. Come, I'm sure you'll fall in love with our saloon. Those noses were weapons on their own? Kind of. Noses, chins, cheeks, all pointy, or sharp. In that world, a kiss on the mouth was a serious chance of losing an eye? Yes, correct. It was a thing in most old animes for a time, where every character was drawn like they were built out of geometric shapes, like early polygon characters in games. Okay, so this has nothing to do with me. It's dark in here, but I suppose you've already grown used to walking in the dark. Sorry, I mean no offense. Huh, and this wasn't even a part of the chapter, just a little tidbit. So we've seen the arrival of Grace slash Erd to the prison itself. Okay, let's go through this. To the pen pal I never met. Perhaps the pen pal you never see is the one you truly need. Check the letters. Aleph, my dear pen pal. Enclosed is the latest revision of my novel. In your last letter, you suggested the role of a bank clerk, marking Amalfitano with the stamp of the capitalist production model. An excellent idea. In this revision, I have incorporated some of my own thoughts as well. That is everything about my novel that I was impatient to share with you. Perhaps you won't mind me discussing something else. Through my creative journey, your encouragement and validation have been greatest comfort when facing the countless closed doors of publishers. The long, futile efforts feel insignificant in the face of your understanding. Oh, my dear pen pal, I say this sincerely, though I suppose such explanations are unnecessary. Perhaps I do not need to waste more ink describing just how much your letters mean to me. So, I ask, with both sincerity and trepidation, may we speak in person? About the dead, the desert, the fate, the ending that troubles me so much, and the tides of imagination and insight that carry us both. Recoleta. At the poetry gathering in Santa Fe de Bogota's open air theater, Colombia. Miss Recoleta, as I have mentioned several times in my letters, as you may have already surmised, I reside in a prison. This is why I have never met my pen pals in person. Due to its remote location and cold climate, Ushuaia is not a place people readily visit. People should rather sip a hot drink in one of Buenos Aires' century-old cafes than travel such a distance. Finally, I wish you the best on your creative path, Aleph. At the Comala prison in Ushuaia. So he didn't seem that eager to meet her in person, it seems. Duly noted. Okay, another part then. Latin American fable.
I didn't expect any of this from what we saw outside.
The mottled yet pristine walls, the still waters, the silent white towers standing within the labyrinth. Honestly, the look of this whole interior makes me think of that one place in Once Human that you can explore, or in Control. Both games that I played in past. There were similar panopticons in there. Nearby, several prisoners form a circle. Some standing, some sitting, engaged in conversation.
Oh, excuse me for a moment. I have duties that I must attend to.
Such as what? With a sigh, the jailer steps into the gathering, causing a strangely subdued reaction from the prisoners.
They don't seem intimidated by her at all.
Yeah. They just look like a bunch of artists having a chat in the garden. And the jailer seems to be like a grumpy neighbor coming over to ask them to keep it down.
Well, it seems like, to an extent, those current residents in here are here partly by their own choice. At least it looks like it to me. The grumpy neighbor continues her chastising.
Everyone, you know the rules. There are to be no after-hours gatherings here without the physician's approval.
You sound softer and softer each time you come to warn us. Why not just join us? Isn't it better than circling around the Panopticon all day? And look around you. We're in the Hall of New Encounters. What better place to host a salon?
You're missing out in Comala if you don't even get a taste of our literature.
Exactly. Even those oil-dripping musicians drop by from time to time. Not that they're the kind to care about the beauty of words.
Right, so that tells us already that the entire place is infiltrated by the Manus Vindictae people, it seems.
Oil-dripping musicians? Timekeeper, could they mean...
I mean, who else could they mean at this point, Sonetto? Before the jailer can say anything, the two prisoners simultaneously gesture for her to stay silent, pointing to the center of the gathering.
Quiet now, please. The Adiles Salon is about to start.
These people seem friendly enough. Why don't we see what this is about?
En desiertos, en estrellas, dentro de laberintos.
In the deserts, in stairs, within labyrinths.
En aguas, en espejos, dentro de reflejos.
In waters, in mirrors, within reflections.
Soñamos sobre la almohada de paja de la muerte.
We dream on death's straw pillows.
Aquí estamos, rendiendo homenaje a los fantasmas.
Here we are, paying tribute to the ghosts.
Para rendirlo todo otra vez.
To give it all up again.
Para rendirlo todo otra vez.
To give it all up again. Well, from what I've gathered, this is like somewhere at the northmost part of South America, so that would make it Mexico adjacent, kind of. So that maybe checks out? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it was exactly specified what part of the world it was. Yeah, the most south part of the most north part of the South America. So the middle in between the North and South America somewhere, roughly. So somewhere around Mexico? At least that's what I gathered from the explanations they gave us so far. Yeah, Mexico is in North America. That's why I'm saying that this is something adjacent to Mexico, probably. Or close to Mexico.
My dear friends, we face a difficult truth. The movement of visceral realism still stumbles in the dark. Our poems, our language, our minds are tangled by a stifling vine. A mundane, stale vision shared among all bourgeoisie.
Don't let someone from El Salvador catch you saying that. Oh, they will follow you with a pupusa in hand. Well, let me tell you, I've been told enough times that there is no difference between Poles and Russians, so there's that. And I survived. If I can survive, they can survive.
We follow this vision blindly, clinging to the comfort brought by logic and conventional wisdom. And by it, we nip every branch of new art in the bud. Poems are perhaps too fragile an outgrowth to develop one's life upon. But here, we may light them like candles at our funerals. Let poetry become the bridge between us and the world.
A weird performance, if I may say so myself. A lone clap breaks the silence. It comes earlier than all the other cheers from the audience.
As we come back and forth over the boundaries of life and death, the old obstacles begin to take on a new look. With the eyes of poets, we may see behind them. You're a visceral realist.
I'm still not clear on what exactly does that mean.
I can't be mistaken. You must be.
The idealist's eyes pierce through the groove of literary enthusiasts, reaching a distant, drifting new world.
A lonely cowboy, finally home.
It looks really weird.
What a wonder. You're in time. The salon has just begun. And La Sociedad de Poetas de las Americas isn't like those salons that care more about who's invited than the art. All are welcome here.
A literary salon in a prison? Though, so far it seems to have more dancing than poems.
He looks weird, or maybe he's just awful at using toilet paper, which is scarier. Well, honestly... Right. You've got me there. That would be a scarier prospect. A literary saloon in a prison. Though so far it seems to have more dancing than poems.
Did you understand what that man just said?
Honestly, probably not.
No, sorry, Timekeeper. I need a moment to think it through.
I don't think Sonetto is compatible with poetry.
Don't worry, Sonetto. I would guess we're not the only ones who are confused here. Miss Jailer, is this that peculiarity about Kamala you mentioned earlier?
Well, the other peculiarity is...
Enough, idealist. You're still an inmate here, and you are walking a very fine line right now.
Right, as I was saying, the other peculiarity of this prison is a goddamn jaguar being the guard. If nothing else.
Oh, I'm quite aware of where I am and what lines I tread. This is a prison. The safest place for poets in this part of the continent. One cannot be arrested twice, after all.
Joke's on you, I'll arrest myself. The man's words draw laughter from the other prisoners as they turn to discuss the speech with excitement.
But please, don't trouble yourself with our little farce. What harm could a few poets possibly do?
All the irregular rhymes with wild contradictions of aesthetics converge into a chaotic countercurrent, crashing against the newcomers. Recoleta clenches her fists in shock, certain that the man before her is her mysterious pen pal.
Senor Idealist, might I ask you something?
Hold on, Recoleta. All forms of communication with the inmates must conform to our regulations. We will need to record the conversation and submit it to higher authorities for review.
Okay, that's strict.
I have some questions for the gentleman as well, but we're more than willing to follow the rules. I think the person I'm looking for might have attended this literary salon, or at least talked to some of its members. I'd wager she's spoken to that gentleman. That is, if she has been here at all.
I see. Go ahead then. Just watch the time.
I want to see her trying to hold a pen in her paws. So bad. Well, considering that she's a speaking animal, that means that she's probably an arcanist of some sort, which means that she can use magic. So maybe she uses pens that way, just levitate them around or something. As the visitors petition the jailer, Recoleta pushes past...
Are you Aleph?
Pushes past the bustling crowd and takes a deep breath. Are you Aleph? The noisy atmosphere plunges into silence, just like the still waters nearby. The idealist is evidently taken aback by the name.
Oh, another visitor looking for Aleph.
So you know him?
Naturally, but I'm not obliged to speak of him to one who does not, stranger.
The saloon host is non-committal, turning towards Recoletta's companions.
And you, young lady in the hat, are you here for Aleph as well? What a lively day this is.
No, I'm looking for a blind woman. Her name is Doris.
Ah, yes, I remember. Her writing was impeccable, like an exquisite crocodile skin handbag in a shop window. Elegant, yet condescending.
Do you know where she is now?
This reminds me the toilet paper is a currency in some prisons, and in that case he would be rich as hell. True. Maybe this is his way of flaunting the wealth.
I'm not able to keep track of every inmate here, miss. Perhaps you should ask those who have seen everything from above. Through the glass, where the scrutinizing eyes of power look down on us.
Eyes?
She scans the prison hall, the walls, the great tower, and the pool remain unchanged. Nothing appears amiss. All the prisoners present nod in agreement, prompting a weary sigh from the jailer.
Have you taken your medicine today, idealist?
Take your meds, mate.
I'm feeling marvelous. Today I require no help from them.
Translation: You are not my real mom.
I've warned you. It's unwise to act against the physician's orders.
Act against him? No one may act against him here. The physician must have misunderstood us. I suspect he doesn't understand half of what we say. I'd like to know how he got his medical degree. Not by cracking open skulls, I should hope.
The prisoners exchange knowing smiles.
What a pity, jailer. You know, I've always believed you had the soul of a poet, just like us.
I would wager that she has a soul of a cat. But true.
We've already spoken enough rebellious thoughts outside of Komala. How else do you think we ended up in your nut house?
I'm just noticing this little tidbit. His lines are slightly glitchy. Do you see this? Right here? They're glitching a little bit, and only in some places. No, I'm not crazy. I'm seeing this, and it's visible on the stream.
We've been here far too long. Long after the junta was removed from office. After our home became a deserted wasteland in the aftermath of the Latin American boom.
What are you getting at?
Don't listen to the voices in your head? Well, technically the chat is voices in my head, so I shouldn't listen to you then?
That power is boring, meaningless. Nothing holds on to power forever. And the one true connection we have to life is poetry.
See, jailer? Even an outsider understands our ideas better than you. It's time to open your eyes to reality. La Sociedad is the only way for us to feel truly alive in here, beneath the gaze of those prying, ever-vigilant eyes.
Considering how weird this guy behaves, I'm suspecting that he is Aleph, just he is not making this known to everyone.
Idealist, last warning. Stop this now.
The kitty is mad.
Fine, fine. All right, compañeros. Sadly, the salon must come to an end, as our jailer insists.
The crowd murmurs and grumbles as they begin to disperse.
Dear friends, I do not mean to abuse the power of suspense. I sincerely invite you to come with me to the heart of La Sociedad de Poetas de las Americas. Perhaps you'll find the person you look for there.
The man strikes a gesture somehow equally comedic and solemn.
We'd love to. Only if that's okay with you, Miss Jailer.
I suppose that's all right. You're already here. We can call it part of your tour, but please, ladies, take none of their rumbling seriously.
Thank you, jailer. Please, follow me.
And... that's a fight? With what exactly? I beg your finest pardon? We are fighting signs? With 3 HP each? Immune to all statuses, cannot be healed, all damage taken is set to 1. So you just have to bonk every single one of them 3 times. Can do that. Sure, why not? It's a weird fight. The hell is this supposed to signify?
Wait, this isn't the way to the gallery.
It isn't the usual way. It's a shortcut. We call it the Reptilian Complex and Primal Hunger route. Much faster than the limbic system and postmodern anxiety route, let me tell you.
This guy is exhausting to talk to.
But this passageway has long been abandoned, and entry is prohibited. It's extremely dangerous too.
Relax, jailer. No one, not even you, knows this prison better than I.
That's a problem then, if the jailer doesn't know the prison well better than the inmates.
But, Timekeeper, I think we've just gone in a circle.
Okay. Let's drop the ultimate on the asses and then follow up with this.
Just another shift. Laundry time.
But honestly, I don't think that dropping the ultimate will even do much if the damage is set to 1. Just like any other character in this game, well, they tend to be very metaphorical and philosophical with their answers, usually.
Deployed. What I'm good at. Just another shift. It is here.
Alright, something like this.
Rise and shine.
Interacting with polymer.
And that was just one wave.
Yes.
Magnetic field.
It is here. It's what I'm good at. Higher than the bell tower, and deep in the clouds.
Here we go. Good thing about using Flutter Page is that in stages like this, extra damage counts like a separate attack. So it counts like 2 hits. Like so. So she's very good for stages like this.
An old factory man.
Okay. So I think this will be it for today. We are 2 hours and 12 minutes in. So for now, I'll wrap up the Reverse 1999 stream. I will take a short break to eat something. probably like half an hour-ish, more or less. And I'll be back with Cyberpunk 2077. At least I'll make a short stream of it. Probably not full 2 hours, but we'll see how it plays out. So, thank you for watching if you did. If you missed anything from the stream, the VOD is available in full on my YouTube channel, which is linked in the description on Twitch and available through the exclamation YouTube command. And the upcoming stream schedule for this week is available on my Discord server, which is also linked in both descriptions of YouTube and Twitch channel and available through the exclamation Discord command. Okay, so see you around in